Okay, so yesterday, day before, I made my intro video, and I thought, oh yeah, I'm just going to keep it to 10 or 15 minutes. It's like 5 minutes long, and I'm running out of crap to say. Today, I'm trying to make this video, and I'm thinking, well, maybe this one will be 15 minutes, and it's already at 16 something, and I cut off, so I'm making this a part two. Anyway, so I really felt like the girl didn't take up for me. Uh, I forgot what I ended up paying them 10, 12,000 pesos, something like that. It wasn't the whole 15 because I was pissy. And that was sort of was the beginning of the end right there because then after we get back, I'm like expressing that and I can't express that I'm pissed off, okay? I'm a pretty nice guy, but you push the wrong button, nice guy turns into asshole really fast, okay? That's me. It's a lot of guys I know. Maybe that's a southern thing too, I'm not sure. But anyway, it was the beginning of the end. I was a little pissy about it. Next thing you know, 3 or 4 days later, her parents want to come over to where I'm staying at the hotel. And it's like, not just the sister, but like the mom, dad, and it's going to be and cousins and the whole bunch. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't want them coming here. I was still pissed. And lo and behold, a few hours later, and there's a knock at the door, and here's half her damn family. And her mom, dad, aunt, uncle, friend, cousin, sister. Oh, it's like 8 people. And okay, so I'm still mad from a few days before, and now here they all are even after I said don't come. I never did find out what the deal was. I don't know if she said yes, come on anyway, or if they just came on. I have no idea. Don't know, don't care at this point. But they came. And of course, now, oh, they ate all the food that was there in my room, drank all my beer, we're going to the beach, we're buying snacks for everybody, and of course, I get to pay, right? We go to dinner, we go over to Treasure Island, and oh my gosh, it was a real pain in the ass, okay? We'll just leave it at that. I was not a very happy camper. Imagine. So, pretty much after that, I told her I think would be a good idea if you go home too. Um, which was one of the best things that ever happened to me. Because on this second trip, by the second trip, the really nice couple that I met that sort of showed me the ropes about the Philippines, Rob and Michelle, they had already moved back to the United States. And I actually met another couple. I met a Canadian guy and a girl there. And the Canadian guy, Julian, real nice guy. I'm still in contact with him as well. He had left to go back home. I think he went back to Manila and then home, something like that. But in the middle of all this, I started looking at how much money I was spending, okay? And I'm like, I actually wrote it down because I don't want to stay in a shithole hotel, okay? If it's not a decent room, and I had a really nice room. You don't have to get the really, really nice room. But I did. I had a really nice room there. But you can go to some cheapy places where it's $20 a night, or you can stay in a place where it's 40, $50 a night. Well, I was there for close to 2 months, and I wanted to start staying for 30 to 60 days at a time. And I'm looking at that, and I'm like, man, this hotel is going to cost me 118,000 pesos if I stay here for 59 days. It's a lot of money. So in this time, I was like, wow, what can you get an apartment for? Well, this guy Julian and his girlfriend, I had told her I'd like to look at some apartments. And she's like, oh, I know this whole place. I'll take you around, show you all over. And you will find that a lot of the Filipino people there are like that. Okay? They're just nice. And I know from people in the U.S., it's hard to imagine some of these people just being nice for no reason to basically a complete stranger, okay? But some of them are just nice people. Now, do they sometimes have a hidden agenda? Sure. Okay? I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. Sometimes some people have hidden agendas and they just do shit that's wrong. This girl didn't. She was taking me around, showing me all these different places, and I discovered you can get an apartment there. I'm not talking about a high-rise condo in Manila. I'm talking about like in Subic Bay, Barreto area, a one-bedroom house or apartment that you can get for between 7,000 and 10,000 pesos. Okay. It's got a small kitchen, it's got a bedroom, it's got a CR, and it's got a little living room. That's all I needed. And I'm like, 7,000 pesos, even if I have a 2,000 peso a month electric bill there, how much is it going to be when I'm not there, when I'm gone, okay? The water bill's like 350 pesos a month. For a whole year, I'm looking at 112,000 pesos. Versus 118 for a decent hotel. It's not a 5-star. It wasn't. I forgot the name of that big one there in Barreto. That's big, new one they just built. There's no telling what that thing costs. I was at the Blue Rock, okay? And Blue Rock, you're looking at about 2,000 pesos a night. So I thought, 118, 112. Now I don't have to stay there for 2 months straight. I've got kids at home. I've got work at home. I'm not retired, okay? I'm thinking, this is really a viable idea, okay? Now it's just costing me airfare. I can fly over there, stay in my own apartment. Yeah, it's going to cost me a little money to furnish it, but I can stay in my apartment for basically the same money that this is going to cost me for 2 months in the first place. It's basically cost me the same amount of money. Now, it may cost me a little more in the long run because, let's face it, I may not always be able to go there. But, I was justifying it to myself. Okay? And I'm like, now I would have the leisure of, if work needed me and I got called in, hell, I get a plane ticket and fly home. Go work. I can go back anytime I want. If my kids are gone to summer camp, or if the kids are gone to see their grandmother for a week, the summer, whatever, I can go. If I'm gone a month working, luckily now my children are old enough they can stay home by themselves now. And I got video cameras so I can make sure that they're not throwing some wild party, but I've got good kids. I could pretty much go at my leisure. And that really got me excited about the Philippines. Running about almost 8 minutes now, so I'm going to have to wrap this down. So at that point, I was really looking hard and heavy at an apartment. Okay, I found some other nicer place. I found a 2-story one that had 2 bedrooms, 2 CRs, a washer and dryer area. It was like 15,000 pesos. Okay, so roughly another 84,000. You're looking at 196,000 versus 118. Okay, 50,000 pesos extra a year. Okay, your food costs are going to stay the same. You still got to go out and eat. Your beer, if you want to drink beer. I'm not a real big beer drinker, but I drink some. Okay, a lot of those costs are going to stay the same whether you've got your own place or not. And my thinking is, if I love to cook, if I'm in my own place, I can actually save some money on my food because I'm going to go buy food and prepare it myself. And I thought, this all of a sudden the wheels start churning. I start coming up with ideas and seeing if I can make my plan work. In the meantime of all this girl that's showing me around, I went to her place of employment, and lo and behold, here's this cute little Filipina girl. And have you ever just looked at someone and you think, wow, that person, they just look kind. They look like a nice person. They look kind, they look polite. I talked to her once or twice. Of course, I'm shy talking to women in the first place. She's shy, so I probably sounded like a big gringo idiot. But I did end up, luckily, through this other girl. And here comes work.